Hey everybody, we're having a little impromptu book release party, and we just thought that we would ask you to join us. We have invisible confetti that we're throwing, and we're having a little dance party. And
So I got the cake. Anybody got the ice cream?
Smoothie, do you have the ice cream?
Well, I have apples and peanut butter right
Oh,
here.
there we go.
You can lie. It's virtual. Like, it doesn't matter. We're not really going to cash in on it. Yeah, well, I was up until 4 in the morning. I was gonna say what kind of freaking 4 in the morning to get the book finished and uploaded, and yeah, so that felt like having like a little baby, like being up till all hours of the night pushing and getting that baby out into the world. So yeah, so if you go to climateactionchallenge.net, you can see the book and you can buy it, which is exciting. And it's all being the book is happening in conjunction with the challenge that we're doing, and that's part of what this is just like a few of the 100 people that we're assembling as our team, our dream team for this climate action challenge. So we'll talk more about the challenge in a minute, but Chiwa, do you want to just introduce yourself and tell us your connection to all this stuff?
Well, I'm Chiwa Slater. I'm in San Diego, California, and I want climate change is a major factor in my life, and I'm working to get a program going with families and individuals, both families and individuals, to get people working together. Um, so I found I found Joan through a friend of mine, and that was a delight. And ever since I found Joan, I've been inspired to do different things with my program. She's been a great inspiration in the very short time that we've been connected.
Yeah, Chiwa is part of the team talk. So it's usually Chiwa and Albert and I, sometimes Libby, that are on there on Tuesday night scheming about what their ideas are and setting our weekly goals of what we're going to do, which is pretty
But
fun.
just reading your book, I came up with, I have to kind of change the focus of my program.
What do you mean? Like, in which way? What?
Well, because I was planning to make the major focus be the expert webinars, the educational aspect of it. And then I realized that that's important, but more important is the action that we take.
Mm,
So the action aspect is my number one focus now, and the expert webinars happen when it's right for them to happen.
cool. That's a good one. Yeah.
Yeah.
I know a couple of us just are climate reality leaders, and somebody else was telling me about another program they're doing that's all about giving the presentation. And, that's important to know what is going on, but also that alone doesn't cut our carbon emission, just
No.
that first part. So being able to actually help people change. And I think doing the wellness coaching, that's when I realized, oh my gosh, you set a small goal. Like, I coached with Noom, and you'll hear their advertisements about using psychology, setting weekly small goals. That's really what helps you get through that change process. So how about you, Coralie? What's going on, and what's your connection to all this stuff?
So, my name is Coralie. I come from France and I'm living here in Colorado for 1 year. And I met John, like, I think it was my last meeting in person in March. And so I volunteer with you to help you with some graphics for the Earth Week Summit and now for this wonderful challenge. I'm also working on environmental education. I have created some workshops to talk about sustainability and climate change with students. That's it.
And what I like of, like, Coralie brings a different take to it, because she and I are both actually engineers, but I feel like we're rebel engineers or engineers that didn't really take because I went into more of community stuff and she went into, and she's always used drama. So she teaches drama workshops with Alliance Francaise. And so she brings that drama, the role playing, all these other ways that you can express yourself so that it doesn't always have to be the science and kind of the paradigms that go around that. Yeah, but Corley and I just got off a thing talking about setting up all the mentor websites and creating all the graphics. And Smoothie is she's like, hey, can we do things like Instagram story takeovers and can we do TikTok videos? And I'm like, oh my God, Smoothie, can we just keep it simple? And then
We could, but
right. And then Francisca, one of our mentors from Switzerland, was like, I don't know, Joan. I don't think like what you do for one really transfers over to the other. Like it's probably better to do them differently if people want to. So now we've got 3 people, I think, lined up. So Kirby and Katie are
3.5.
tomorrow. Yeah, and then there's 2 other people, 2 or 3 more people that are like, oh yeah, I would do a Instagram story takeover and a TikTok video. So
What's a story takeover?
go ahead, Smoothie. Maybe you can tell me what's going on tomorrow as an example with Kirby and Katie.
Yeah, so it's basically Instagram has this similar to Facebook. It also has this story posting which would like stay for around 24 hours ish. And you basically can connect with your audience, like they can ask you questions with like a sticker, and you basically answer it with like either a picture or like a video maybe, and it basically shows different things that you're doing in your day. For example, I did this alumni takeover from school, and what I did was I kind of shared how my college life was when I was back in undergrad, and the different I basically transferred uh, campuses of a global campus to like a US campus. So I basically shared my experience with that and how uh, things like that. I mean, similarly, but for
Yeah. Like, so in this case, the story takeover. So we're talking about this climate action challenge, which actually maybe we haven't even talked about it yet. But we have all these mentors from around the world, and we're trying to figure out a way, how do we let people know what the expertise is of all our different mentors? And so tomorrow, Kirby and Katie, who do stuff around mindfulness and minimalism, they are going to do a story takeover. So they're working with Smoothie to provide photos and ideas. So through the day, they'll be talking about what they do as well as the challenge. So all day long, you'll see Instagram stories on the Green Team Academy Instagram feed or story, whatever, that highlights them. So it's a way for us to kind of feature them and also stay on tack.
Cool.
But yeah, if we get talking about all that, we'll probably never come back. I was thinking maybe I'm just going to share the screen real quick, see if this. Oh, wait a second. I feel like when I shared the screen last time, my audio stopped. So maybe I won't do that. Because I'll probably need to figure that out another time. But okay, so I'm just going to give like a quick rundown of what the Climate Action Challenge is. So we're talking today about the book Climate Action Challenge that just came out, but it is really being run in conjunction with this international challenge where our goal is to get 100 people to help us to help then 1,000 people launch their environmental initiatives in 90 days. And yeah, so it's pretty exciting stuff. We have people from Africa, we've got people from India, Switzerland. I mean, in Africa, we have so many. We have Uganda, uh, Tunisia, Togo. I think somebody just joined from South Africa, Sierra Leone, and a lot of people with different experience: tree planting, vertical gardens, urban gardens, solar, kind of you name it, project management, video editing, all these people lining up saying, "Hey, I'll help you get your project started." So it's a pretty wild and crazy experience. And so Smoothie, do you want to talk about from that part? Like what is your just give the like a 1 minute kind of overview of you've got a couple different groups you might be doing a project with?
So my goal for now is kind of to use reusable cutlery, reusable straws, and reusable like personal products. Basically, reduce the number of waste, amount of waste that you produce on a daily basis. But like, why create waste when you can have reusable stuff, right? So
So
my goal,
what's your group? Because we have to do a group project. So what would be a group
yeah.
you could do?
So right now, I've been thinking of collaborating with the temple groups that I have. We basically have this group called Akshayam, and that is basically a group of young professionals like me and Carly, and basically college-going students and uh, people in their like young or like 20s and early 30s, right? So we being like
Okay,
youngsters
okay,
of
okay, we get it. You're young. We're maybe we're not. So okay. All right. So anyhow, move on. She's like
uh,
trying to be so careful. Yeah, whatever. So 1 minute. You just used your 1 minute. Come on.
yeah,
Okay, so your temple group.
yes, temple group.
Yeah, so as Smoothie was talking about it earlier, that they, they're ordering food and trying to figure, still getting together, but like what does the food come in? What's the packaging? Could they compost? And so that's a great idea. So to do something in your faith community, your neighborhood, as Chiwa's doing, like with your families, or as Coralie is doing with your schools, anywhere that you're part of, and maybe you could be part of a few different ones. But yeah, the whole idea behind the book, the reason that I wrote it was because I was really dedicated to doing something for the planet. But for the first several decades, like probably the first four, I didn't make really an impact. And thus, we're in this really messed up state right now where we don't have our act together. If we can keep going, then uh, humankind won't be able to survive. It's that simple. And so, this idea of starting a team to make things happen in your own community is something that everybody can do. And so that's what the book is about. It's actually like so simple. I can't believe I never really got the message early. But when you do these big training programs, a lot of times they don't tell you that either.
No,
That focusing. Yeah, what are you thinking, Chiwa?
no, they don't. I'm agreeing with you. They don't tell you much about how to implement all the things that you learn, or about how to take all what you've learned about the problem and help people find solutions, and to switch from a problem focus to a solution focus.
Yeah.
And I'm with teams. It really hit home with me that doing things as a team is so much. I mean, you can do things on your own, and that'll improve your life and make you feel better, but it's not going to have that much of an impact. And so, I love, you brought me around to this, really strengthened my team focus here.
I feel like going through the pandemic also, I mean, kind of illustrates that. Like if one person is at home and they have, nutritious food, they're getting exercise, they're wearing a mask, like that's great, but it's not enough if
Right.
if the other people need help figuring out some of those things. And yeah, I think for a resilient world, we really do need to be able to work together. So yeah, I think that's good. And Coralie, do we have some people joining from France yet? What are you thinking? Who can we find?
I don't know, but I'm trying to reach out some friends. So I hope we will have some friends from France.
Is there a specific thing you think would, because part of what we're trying to also help people is a lot of things have been canceled because of the pandemic. Like, oh, we were going to do this big thing, but we just canceled it. Well, we don't really want you to use that excuse. I was interviewing Michael Alcazar the other day with the 1 million trees for Colorado, and as we were getting ready, he said, like, we don't have time for excuses. There's
No.
no excuse that's valid right now for not caring for the planet. So do you think, Coralie, that there's things that would be particularly suited to some of the French communities or people that you are thinking about?
Yeah, because before coming here in USA, I've done like a training, a program to change my career to just find a new way to work differently. And so I'm trying to reach out these people who are doing this program to have more sense in our life and do something different and stop thinking about where you want to work, but thinking about why you want to work and where you want to work and for what. So
I thought you were going to say, I mean, kind of it seems like what you're getting at, it's like all of our focus is on what your job is, but what about where you live? Like being the planet, like planet Earth. I mean, it's just so weird that we are like, oh yeah, Earth, whatever. Um, I'll get to that later. So, how about you, Smoothie? Like, what are some of the other country? You're so multinational. You've got contacts in. You went to high school in UAE. You grew up in India. What are some other people that you think might be interested in doing it? Like, what group would you reach out to?
So yeah, as you mentioned, I was born in India. I grew up in the United Arab Emirates. Uh, and currently I live in New York. So at least for now, I do have some of my family members back in India, and some of my friends, and like as you just mentioned, I did go to high school in the United Arab Emirates. So again, we also do have a group, a nature's club called Prakriti. So my aim is to like work with them. I did connect with one of our teachers, who kind of takes over the club, and also the college I go to in New York. We also have like a nature's club in the college I go to. So again, my aim is to like work with them to
Yeah,
have a better sustainable planet.
right. Well, and I think the other thing that's kind of cool is that when we can see that this work could really be important right now, because you think of all these students that aren't really able to have those kind of experiences that they would have in the past, that if we can suggest, hey, what if you guys did a tree planting project together? Or what if you figured out how to start a pollinator garden or do a bio blitz or do a voter registration thing, like some project together to form that kind of community. I
It
think,
could turn out to be actually more impactful than sitting in the classroom.
yeah, that is so true. Yeah, that's actually one of the interns that's going to be starting with us, Sophie. She was talking about going into college and going into environmental studies. She has one more year of high school. And I was like, well, you could just do it right now. You know,
Yeah.
you can go into environmental studies. Well, and the same with Coralie. She's interested in going into some of those, but in the meantime, she's working with the eco leaders with EcoCycle, who is, figuring out how to get the city of Denver to change their whole pricing structure so that you pay when you use trash, you don't pay for composting. Like right now, it's the opposite. You have to pay if you compost. It should be you have to pay if you send things to the landfill. But
Yes.
things like that you can be part of. The other thing I was gonna mention, there was a young woman who interviewed me. She is an environmental science student, and she said that all of their research that year, all they did was just go into the problems. They weren't even in their papers allowed to cover the solutions. It's like, that's got to be depressing.
That's not going to move us forward.
No, and also just like emotionally. And that's one of the, I write about this a little bit in the book, but Greta Thunberg, her family wrote this book, Our House is on Fire. And a lot of people know about Greta really spurring this moment. But what they don't know is before that she was debilitated of just crying and not eating and not sleeping because she was so concerned and she saw people weren't acting. But then once she thought of this idea, I'm going to go to the parliament, I'm going to skip school, I'm going to go to the parliament and tell them, hey, this is important. That's what turned it around for her. So I think there's just so many cool, like for mental health and so many aspects that this getting together, doing things is so powerful. So cool. All right. Well, thanks, guys. That was fun doing the little kickoff party. That was great. And yeah, it only took us, let's see, Smoothie and I tried once, Chiwa and I tried. Coralie, we worked on some other stuff. But anyhow, that was very fun to get together with you guys. And anybody that's out there that's concerned about the planet, you want to do something, then check out climateactionchallenge.net. Sign up for our challenge for free. You're going to get to work with us, cool people here. I mean, who wouldn't want to work with Smoothie, Coralie, and Chiwa?
And you.
And me, of course, along with all of our friends. Just one of the guys from Uganda. He's a young guy. He has something called Smart Youth Initiative. Businje Nuruddin. He has 2,600 members in his youth initiative. I mean, these are people we're going to be able to learn from each other how to pick this thing up and make our positive things go viral in a way that is a good thing compared to what the coronavirus has just taught us about, the power of that simple mathematical.
So where is your book available?
So it's, good. And Smoothie just put that comment in the chat. So it's climateactionchallenge.net. And I just changed the homepage so it says choose your adventure, like either get the book or sign up for the challenge. Also, if you want
both.
Yeah, right, exactly. And also if you want to be a mentor, we're still accepting mentors. With the mentors, we're able to feature you on our website, and you can do a video as part of our kickoff conference in exchange for, that's our gratitude and a way for you to connect with all of the challengers around the world that are just getting started. So cool. All right. Yay. All right. So let's finish off with our little happy dance. Oh yeah. Okay. Wait, somebody needs to do a picture. Smoothie, can you do the picture?
Sure.
Okay, ready? All right, let's do our dance. Ready? Go.
Yeah.
Perfect. Awesome. All right. Thanks, everybody. All right. Well, have a great weekend. And yeah, who knows what will be next, but it'll be fun.
Yes.
All
I
right.
look forward to it.
Okay.
Woo.
Bye. That was great.
Bye.
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 Au revoir.
Well, Smoothie, what do we say for goodbye
Where?
in one of your languages?
Thank you. Nandri.
Namri.
Nandri.
Nandri.
Namri.
Nandri. We'll work on it.
Namri.
And in